you see AOC voted, I think, to fund
That's what I'm
Israel?
That's what I'm talking about.
She was crying. What was that?
What happened was that they were taking a vote on like funding the Iron Dome for Israel,
Yeah.
and it was obviously going to pass in the House. Like
Naturally.
her no vote wasn't going to do anything. AOC voting no wasn't going to change
But
the fact that it was
also,
going to pass.
her yes vote doesn't really change anything. So
Well, she didn't vote yes.
she voted present.
She voted present.
Yeah, okay.
And she was crying while doing it, which is like,
Just vote no.
at that point, you might as well vote no. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Come on. That's so disappointing after last week.
That's too bad. Like, what is it? I don't know.
Too bad looks.
Performative looks. Back
Yeah.
To back.
Oh
Like, come
no,
on.
literally.
Like,
Ugh.
yeah, you can make the argument like politically it's a bad look, but also like in terms of Congress, it doesn't matter at all because like it was gonna pass. It's gonna pass the Senate. It's gonna get sent to Israel. Biden's gonna
facts.
sign it. But at the same time, it's like just vote no.
Yeah, it's like you voting president. What are you trying to do? Like, who are you trying to be friends with?
Like consistency matters.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
why do you want to be friends with anybody in Congress except for like a select few people?
Yeah. Like,
Come on now.
Your voting record matters.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Like,
And
people
hers
care.
does not look that great.
No.
Oh, God,
Especially
no.
because she's had bad takes on Israel before.
Oh yeah.
She's like reformed a little,
Okay.
but this is another one where it's like just vote. Like you'd be in the minority. I mean, it's gonna pass
Yeah.
like overwhelmingly.
And it's like,
But come on.
even voting present, like everyone's just gonna like on the right, you functionally voted no. Even on the left, you functionally voted no.
Right.
Because you kind of did. Nobody's gonna like you for that.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost worse to vote president politically. Like you might
Yeah.
as well take a stance.
Like, who likes that? Who fucks with that move?
It's that old like not even really like a proverb, but just like idea that not voting is voting for the winner. You know what I mean? Like if
Oh,
you don't vote in an election,
yeah,
you
yeah.
vote for the winner. You're letting them win. You're not casting your vote. It's the same thing. Like you're voting for yes in that case because that's what's going to happen. You may as well
Facts.
vote no for your own voting record. Like even if
Damn.
we're just looking purely self-interest.
She has everything to gain from voting no.
Yeah. Like
Jesus Christ, dude.
especially because like that's how you position yourself. Whatever.
Facts.
Whatever. You
Anyway.
know what? Welcome back to Head in the Office.
Exactly. It's a new week, new pod.
Yeah,
What can
new
we
week,
say?
new week, new pod. I hope you're having a good week, and I hope you're ready to
Exactly.
listen to Head in the Office. You know, we
What
got
can
some
we
new
say?
listeners. I hope you like this episode, and welcome back.
Exactly. For everybody coming from the TikTok, I really appreciate you. For everyone coming in general, I also appreciate you.
Yeah, we got a whole lot to talk about today, including the situation at the border. We got to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene's putrid new campaign video. She's giving away a 50 cal. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
We will also have some depressing news as
Oh
always
yes,
about
the
Afghanistan.
the
and,
Brown University and Watson
Yeah.
Institute's cost of war report.
yeah, kind of just the war on terror in general. And we'll end by talking about a shocking result from Arizona that Biden
Yeah,
won the election.
wow. Who fucking knew?
Who could have guessed? Who could have guessed?
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get into the video, make sure to leave a 5-star review on Apple. You already know the drill. If you've
course.
been listening for a little bit. If you want to see the full video episodes, hit us up on Patreon.
Facts. We might have them working this week. The full video might actually work this week. So.
Yeah, hit us up on Patreon. We got the last week's full video episode is working,
Oh.
so people are able to see that.
Let's go.
But like, we'll be consistent with it.
Yeah, we're trying. I promise we
Hopefully
are trying
YouTube-
really hard.
YouTube doesn't get mad at us this time around, and we can actually get
Jesus.
it to you guys quickly.
Guys, we're being censored.
That's right. That's right. But speaking of 5-star reviews, we got one here today.
Ooh.
One that we want to read. If you want your 5-star review read, leave it. Leave it on Apple.
We literally read it. We don't have many.
Even if you only listen on Spotify, you can leave it on Apple. Helps out a lot in the algorithm.
That's true.
You already know.
That's true. I'm sure you have an Apple device.
But this one's from Maddie M. Foe. Subject line, new favorite pod.
Ooh.
Maddie says, already obsessed with this show. Would love to be a part of the conversation.
Oh, a female listener?
You know what? Well, let's not assume.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
Maddie,
yeah.
I appreciate you.
Exactly.
You know? You're great.
You're great.
I-
we
you're
really
my new
like
favorite
you.
show.
Oh, yeah. Love you.
Again, if you want to read on the pod, check it out on
Just
Apple.
leave another. If you want another one right on the pod, make another account, drop another 5-star review.
Buy another iPhone, make another Apple ID.
Facts.
Just leave it for us. You already know. All
No
right,
biggie.
getting right into the news today.
All right.
First thing we got to talk about is the situation at the border, which some of you may have already heard about. I just made a TikTok about it a few days ago.
Hey,
or
kind of
yesterday.
popping. Kind of popping
Yesterday
off.
at the time of recording, a few days ago for Wednesday. listeners.
Saturday night, if you will.
Yeah. So you may have seen some images at our border. There's right now thousands of Haitian immigrants trying to immigrate into the country,
Yeah.
or I guess seek asylum from
They're
the US.
refugees, aren't they?
Yes, they're
Yeah.
refugees. And they are fleeing Haiti because of political violence, gang violence, general political chaos from their president being assassinated a few months
I was
ago.
gonna say, reminder. It was literally like a month and a half ago that the president was
natural
assassinated.
disasters in Haiti like every 2 years.
Yeah.
Partially because of climate change that we refuse to do anything about. Anyway, there's a lot of Haitians trying to come into the country because, you know, United States, richest country in the world, we have at least some kind of, our infrastructure is better than what they have, even though it's not great.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a lot of Border Patrol people that are just being needlessly violent.
Oh my God, just beating the shit out of them.
I'm not sure if I think you've probably seen the image by now.
I've seen a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah, but for listeners that haven't seen the images of what's going on at the border, there are Border Patrol officers on horses using the reins of their horses as whips to hit Haitian immigrants who will happen to be people of color from and keep them from coming into the country. Like they're using the horse reins as a whip to keep them at bay. It is like disgusting.
That's horrible.
It is horrible. Like a lot of people, and they're not wrong by saying this, have made the comparison to images of slave patrols.
Yeah.
Because that's what they would do. They'd ride horses and whip people to keep them in line. And that is exactly what's happening here. And again, they're not wrong in saying that.
Yeah, no, literally. Like, what the fuck is going on, dude? The audacity of these motherfuckers to just physically just exert their will onto these people.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and just a side note, a little bit of a lighter side note. If Haitians want to, like, be free from extreme weather, Texas is not the place to go. Like Texas had a cold snap one day and just collapsed. Just their entire infrastructure just collapsed.
Their leaders left.
But I do recognize that a lot of Haitians don't have an option.
Yeah,
you know,
and it's better than Haiti.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to the closest place they can, or at least they are going to the country that they think will give their family the best life, and that should not be a crime.
Yo, no, not at all.
No, it's disgusting how we're treating them. And when these kind of calamities happen, like people are legally allowed to seek refuge.
Yes.
Like Haiti has been under constant threat of natural disasters. Like think back in 2010 where they had a massive earthquake that killed a lot of people. Recently they had I think it was an earthquake or tropical storm or both that like destroyed a lot of their infrastructure. Their president has literally been assassinated. It's just political chaos over there. They're going to seek refugee in a place that at least is a little bit more stable than their homeland, or a lot more stable than their homeland in some cases. And we are treating them with brutality.
Oh, yeah, no. And it's also not only the natural disaster's fault, but it's our fault too. Because a lot of the aid that we provide places like Haiti after a natural disaster is American companies coming in, sucking money out of the Haitian economy and bringing it back to America.
Which only in the long run serves to further destabilize the region.
Yes, in the long run, we completely eliminate any businesses in Haiti that are dealing with these type of things, like infrastructural issues, and we just exert our will onto them.
That's one of the things that pisses me off the most, because the United States is refusing to take in refugees from a place that we had a direct hand in destabilizing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we caused them to have to seek asylum, and now we're rejecting them.
Oh,
or like beating them to death at the border. Like it's ridiculous. And
literally
like
from all over the world.
Yeah, and this is happening under a Democratic administration. Like this issue of our immigration policy is a bipartisan thing. It is a bipartisan issue that we are insanely brutal to these people.
Literally, like, foreign policy is all just red.
Yeah, no, and I bring up bipartisanship because Biden right now and his Department of Homeland Security is using Title 42, which is a Trump-era policy, which is a COVID restriction that Border Patrol officers can reject people if they pose a health concern. Some may argue the only COVID restriction that Trump ever had. But Biden is using this policy to send Haitians back to Haiti, the place they were trying to flee from, or just send them away to like Mexico or another country south of America.
Bro, Texas's border really has stricter COVID regulations than Texas does.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Jesus.
And like Biden and Kamala Harris have both seen these images of people being whipped on the border, people being like treated insanely brutally. And they're like, oh, well, we're going to like take the horses away from Border Patrol.
We'll get the horses out of the way. That's the issue.
Like that doesn't substantively change anything.
No.
Like the violence that is embedded into our immigration system, it's like a part of the function. Like it's by design. Yeah. And it is to keep people away from our country. And for what?
Oh, yeah, no, literally. What happened to Ellis Island in the 60s when motherfuckers used to just come over here and we'd let them in? Like, we were chilling.
Well, Ellis Island kind of like bottlenecked the whole system.
I mean, yeah. Also, it's better than what we have now, though.
I don't even know if it's. I think that the immigration system we've had has always been intentionally brutal to try to ward people of color off from coming into the country, even though we have a direct influence over how their country functions. And often we just like destabilize their country by installing our own like fascist right-wing leader, or we send our companies over there to ravage their economy, then leave. or we don't do anything about climate change
Or
and their
just
home is
fucking
destroyed.
bombarding them with bombs.
Yeah, or just like direct military
Literally
engagement.
murdering them.
But yeah, like our immigration system, we've talked about this so many times. At this point, I'm a scholar on our immigration system. Like it's ridiculously violent for no reason. And the thing is that Joe Biden is overseeing this.
Yeah.
Like it's like we liberals all the time talked about how awful Trump's border policies were, and they're right.
Not
They
a
were.
peep. Not a peep now.
But now we are doing the exact same thing. We are sending back thousands of Haitians that are seeking asylum in our country under a Trump era policy, and they say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is disgusting what we're doing. Like with Joe Biden's Afghanistan policy, I was riding with Biden. You know, with the vaccine, I was riding with Biden.
Yeah.
But this is just, it's abhorrent. Like, why are we rejecting these people?
Yeah, no, and also it's like, just to bring it back to liberals, I haven't even seen the performative ones come out and talk about this. I have seen absolutely zero Instagram infographics about the situation at the border right now.
It's not even many like elected officials talking about it.
Oh yeah, no.
Like this
No,
is not
God,
getting
no.
nearly as much coverage as it would under Donald Trump.
No
and it
Democrats
should
care.
get coverage.
Oh yeah.
Like right now, Democrats would be chewing up Donald Trump for what's happening at the border, rightfully so.
You would not be able to get away from this story
Exactly,
if
but
it was still under Trump.
they're not saying a single thing right now.
Yeah.
And like we still basically have fucking internment camps at the border for children that actually do make it through without their parents. Or we just turn them away and say, like, go somewhere else. And it's even gotten to the point where I think I saw in an article that Mexico is like, don't even try to go to the U.S. border. Just like come here and we'll help.
Yes.
Like why? We are the richest country in the world. We have a higher GDP than anywhere else in the world. Yet we cannot accept people that are looking for help.
Yeah.
Like what is this about? What are we here for? What's the point of America at that point?
What's the point of all the propaganda that America pushes across the world about the American dream and this just being the best place in the world? You can come here with nothing and become Jeff Bezos if you really worked hard to it.
Yeah.
Like no.
It doesn't exist. Meritocracy doesn't exist.
Jesus Christ.
And,
Because
like-
we'll just kick you out. We'll brutalize you, or we'll just literally kill you if you're not desirable.
Yes.
That's what's
Yeah,
going
like,
on.
We talk so much about the American dream and hard work, but then the hardest working people come to our border and we tell them to leave, or we treat them as if they are somehow degrading our country.
Yeah.
Like we're a white supremacy nation. Like
1000%.
That's all
yeah.
it is, and it's disgusting.
It's
And
like-
it's even more relevant because the Supreme Court is like letting Joe Biden use Title 42, which is a COVID restriction, but he can't extend an eviction moratorium.
Yeah. Facts.
Like,
yeah.
are you serious? We can use COVID restrictions that the CDC is basically imposing. It's a CDC policy. We can use those at the border, but we can't use those to help our own people?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Actually fucking
Like,
ridiculous, dude.
come
I
on.
swear to God, with like the current state of things, if they could get away with it, they would implement more policies like a la the Chinese Exclusion Act.
Yes.
They would literally do that if they could get away with it. I would not put it past the administration.
And like I just what is the point? Like politically, this is bad for them.
Oh yeah.
Even if Democrats aren't talking about it, politically it's bad.
I mean, shit. Really though, is it bad for them? Democrats aren't talking about it.
Right,
Do
but-
just like the regular voters, like the Democratic base, do they really care if it's under a Democratic
No.
president?
The Democratic base isn't going to switch sides.
Exactly.
But I mean, like, in terms of voters that are in the middle that care about immigration, or even Republican voters, like, they're never going to switch sides, regardless
Yeah.
of what policy Joe Biden does. So he might as well do what's right.
That's facts.
Because even if he was being just, or even if he was publicly being just as racist and brutal as Trump was, they still wouldn't vote for him.
oh yeah,
Like, it doesn't matter. That's not going to change their mind.
God no.
But when it comes to voters that actually care about immigration, or people that can see through like the, you know, just like the blue paint over top the red paint that was there before,
Yeah.
those voters, like, come on, like they actually care about this stuff. Like me and you, we care about this stuff.
The cracks are really showing through.
Right, the cracks are showing through. And the worst part is that in the American electoral system, we don't have a choice.
God no. Yeah.
Like when Biden goes up for re-election, or Kamala Harris goes up for re-election, whoever it is in 2024, like we don't get to choose a farther left candidate.
the whole point of Biden was like damage control, right?
Yes.
But it has not functionally done anything. No damage has been controlled.
that's another
COVID
point,
is
yeah.
just as bad as it was last year.
Worse.
But COVID is literally worse than it was last year, and we're just forgetting about it. Like
Yeah.
we're literally doing nothing about it. The administration is pushing mandates, which is cool, yeah, but it's not working. Like something's not working, guys. We need to switch something up. Immigration, actually worse than it was last year.
Oh yeah, like the numbers are worse. The
Yeah,
deportations
the
are
numbers
worse.
are literally worse. Everything's worse. We have more people coming over. We're treating them much harsher than we were last year. The cages are still there. What else? What else? We're not getting $15 minimum wage. Everybody is still struggling. millions of people are being evicted. Nothing's happening.
Yes.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah, and that's another point is that Trump policies versus Biden policies, no real functional difference.
Yeah.
Sure, people may be getting like slightly more help than they were before.
Yeah.
Or like in the public sphere in terms of like the words Joe Biden uses, the rhetoric is different, but nothing has changed, especially with immigration policy where a lot of people don't pay attention.
Yeah.
It's the exact same.
I mean, shit, even if we want to talk about people maybe marginally getting more help than they were before, they're literally not. Unemployment's done.
Yeah.
Everybody has just been kicked off of any necessary social safety net.
Yeah.
What do they have? Medicaid if you're over 65, Medicaid, Medicare. That's it.
And that's one of my criticisms of the two-party system is that Republicans are so awful.
Just one of them.
Just one of my criticisms. Republicans are so terrible that Democrats can get away with doing just barely more than they do. In some cases, not even more than they do, and they can still get elected because what choice do we have?
Oh, yeah, no, literally
And, like,
fucking nothing.
When we vote for like more popular candidates or candidates that we like Bernie Sanders, he gets fucked up in the Democratic convention.
Yeah, because the DNC is a private corporation.
Yes.
And they can run their primaries privately as a private corporation.
Like, especially with the, what are they called? The superdelegates.
Yes.
The superdelegates that can just vote however they want, and there's 700 of them, and they could just steal the nomination from Bernie Sanders, which they have.
Oh,
like
yeah,
in 2016,
twice.
that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe in 2020 it was a bit less likely. Maybe Biden just won because of whatever factors. But like, come on,
fuck that guy.
No, literally fuck that guy.
Biden literally won because it's all the guilty liberals who are like, I'd have voted for Obama for a third term.
Yeah,
that's who voted for that guy. That's who was excited about Joe Biden.
It's so disgusting. Like, if you care about how we treat human beings, whether it be at our border, within our country, or anywhere else in the world, you should be angry about this.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is disgusting, and it is not a result. Like, Trump would be doing the exact same thing. So this is not as if we're saying like Biden is worse than Trump in this instance. They're exactly the same.
Oh yeah, no, there's nothing different. And I also want to talk about Kamala Harris, right?
Yes.
Because it was we touted it as such an important thing that we got a female woman of color as vice president. And yes, that is important.
Yeah,
but it's not important in this instance when she is just simping for the white supremacist establishment.
Yeah.
What is she saying about the issue? Huh?
Yeah, it's like, you remember that that CIA propaganda video a while ago?
She said, "I am not a box checking exercise, but my existence is intersectional." What does that mean?
It's a box checking
And
exercise.
then she listed her like traits off as if it was a box checking exercise.
That's the thing. It is super important to have a diverse set of people in positions of power.
Yeah.
But those people can still oppress you in the same way.
Like, God forbid, say like the Candace Ron DeSantis bid 2024. God forbid if they won the presidency and the vice presidency. What would Candace Owens be doing for black women as the vice president? The same thing Kamala's doing.
Yeah, nothing.
Exactly.
And that's the thing is Republicans have started to adopt that kind of like identity politics a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It's obviously more of a facade than Democrats. Like it's demonstrably less inclusive.
Larry Elder, quote, "stupid black people," unquote.
Yeah, someone's gonna clip you. I'm telling you one of these days.
No, please.
But like it's both parties adopt this kind of identity politics, and with Republicans it's a lot more blatant. Like, you can tell they're faking it.
Yeah.
But with Democrats, it's like, we get the first black female vice president. What is she doing for the country? And in fact, what has she ever done for her own people?
Except be systemic racism.
Yeah. Except
literally
lock people up for marijuana charges.
God
like,
damn,
are you
dude.
kidding me?
As the county prosecutor, she had so much power to stop that.
Yeah.
To help ease that burden.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, Biden is the president of the United States. Kamala Harris is the vice president of the United States. They have all the power to stop this.
Yeah.
They have complete control over Border Patrol.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not going to. Like they said that they were going to punish the Border Patrol officers and like make a change and make sure this is fixed. But right after that, people that were camping under the Del Rio Bridge in Texas on the border were kicked out.
Yeah, we will punish the Border Patrol by taking away their horses. Now you can't have fun horse rides.
Yeah. Now they're just going to shoot them.
Oh, fuck.
Like, it's not gonna. They're gonna be just as brutal because that's how they're trained, and they're not taught to not be just as brutal as they are.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's disgusting, and like things like this happen all the time. This is not the first time Haitians have fled to the United States to try to get in, and we treated them just as brutally back then.
It's giving what is it? NYPD officers being trained by the IDF.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, bro. They're trained by military organizations, or even if they weren't, they're coming in to LARP as if they're in a military organization and just brutalize people.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Like you should not be happy with the way that Joe Biden has been acting or his administration has been acting, because functionally it's the same as Donald Trump. And we've said this many times under just about every other policy, like how he deals with poverty, how he deals with healthcare, how he deals with climate. Like nothing's really changing. The words he says is changing. He's marginally less racist.
Yeah, he's nicer.
But nothing has changed. We're still treating people with the same amount of brutality. He's just like, I feel for you.
Yeah.
Like he's just grieving for you.
And it's
as he has you brutalized at the border.
You've got people that are like, okay, well, what do you suggest to do? I don't know. I'm not the fucking guy.
Yeah, it's not my job.
I don't know. I don't have a position of power, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a podcaster.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
honestly, if you want a solution, let them in. What do you mean we don't have room for them?
And you know what I suggest we do? Not this.
Yes.
Literally just not this. Almost anything but this.
Yeah. No, like we are a white supremacist nation. Like, how are we not letting these people in?
It's not that hard to just not brutalize people.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to not beat the shit out of some just grandma coming over here with her 2 grandkids.
Yeah, it's a boyless dog.
Exactly.
Or it's like some father trying to find a better life for their family.
Exactly.
Like after their home got ravaged by an earthquake or tropical storm. Because we refused to do anything about climate change.
Or after his business got shut down because he could not compete with the new American industry that came in claiming to be relief.
Yes.
Like, that's it. That's what it is. It's them.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before too, but immigrants do nothing but provide for the U.S.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They are the hardest working people in the United States.
Oh, yes, they are.
You think like we work nearly as hard as immigrants do?
Oh, no.
Not even close.
And they are literally forced to take the jobs that nobody wants to work.
Yeah.
It's
and
actually
they
fucking
can't
ridiculous.
advocate for their needs, because if they do, their employer can just call ICE on them and they get kicked out.
Sorry, bro, you're gone.
Yeah.
Dunzo. Say goodbye to literally your roots.
And it's not even if they're just immigrants. They are refugees fleeing disastrous situations.
Yeah.
And we still turn them away with the same amount of violence.
Dude, no, it's actually insane. What is that paper signed by 1,400 economists across the political spectrum that they sent to Trump? I can't remember what it's called. You can Google it. It's not that hard to find. Like, you just look up those words and you'll find it. Just pleading with the former president to say, like, look, bro, immigrants are good for the economy.
Yes.
They are only a net positive on anything. On anything. And the existence of, undocumented immigrants, like if we aren't getting them through the process to get citizenship, drives wages down for literally everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
They don't care about that, though.
No.
Biden and Trump, neither of them do. Anybody from any party, unless they are like actually a left candidate, do not care.
Yeah, unless it's campaign season and they
Okay.
say that they're going to get some more money in your pocket.
Yeah,
And then they
they're
don't.
just fucking lying.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the update on Haiti. You should be angry about this stuff. It is disgusting the way that we treat people. And the United States is the villain of the world.
Factual.
That's my summary.
Yeah, in short.
In a bit of lighter news, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's a Georgia representative for those that don't know. Probably the craziest person I've ever seen in Congress before.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. She literally didn't win her election, by the way, if you need to hear it again.
She released a new campaign video, and it is absolutely insane.
Fucking putrid.
Yeah, we'll insert it into our audio right here for you to listen to.
We'll roll the clip.
Joe Biden abandoned Americans in Afghanistan, got 13 of our best soldiers killed, gave a kill list of Americans to the Taliban, and armed an Islamic terrorist nation with $83 billion in weapons like this one. Biden should be impeached. Now I'm doing a gun giveaway of my own, but for Americans only. I want you to win this .50 caliber rifle that Democrats will ban if they keep the House next year. While Joe Biden broke America's pledge to never leave a man behind, Nancy Pelosi is sneaking the Green New Deal into the $3.5 trillion budget. And in 2022, I'm going to blow away the Democrat socialist agenda. Go to the website below and sign up to win my .50 caliber gun before Joe Biden bans it.
So let's talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, now that you've seen that, or at least heard it,
Yeah.
if you're listening to the audio portion.
First of all, my first take on this, it is so painfully conservative.
Oh my God, dude. Literally, it is so painfully culture war.
Like, if you're listening to the audio here, I'll paint a bit of a picture because you didn't get to watch it. she's got like the classic like conservative boots on. She's outside. They got this like big ass truck, the giant gun.
Yeah,
the
with the
music,
military tan truck.
Yeah, it's all so cringy. Like it's all just like virtue signals.
Oh yeah, and it's like very poor production quality as well.
Yeah.
Like the music in the background, it's giving very much conservative because it's definitely something royalty free that she found.
Yeah,
like
which
with
means
the
that we
quick
can play it here.
Yeah, exactly. She found it the quick like YouTube search, and it's like electric, like synthy, kind of like hard guitars, like you just heard it. You literally just heard it. Atrocious, actually atrocious. And then the sniper, bro, when she's aiming at the socialism Prius, shit's just like an overlay from iMovie.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah. I was about to say like I mean, we can't talk much because we got an iPhone recording.
But we're not a congressperson.
Yeah, we don't have funds that a congresswoman has, but like we could do something better than maybe we will.
Exactly. We have y'all on Patreon. Thank you, by the way.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I guess she really knows her base though.
That's true.
Like, she is in tune with her voters.
Oh my God.
But I wanted to like go through some of the things she said at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Just to like, quick debunk for misinformation.
Okay.
First thing she says is Joe Biden has abandoned Americans in Afghanistan, which is like, yeah, actually.
Yeah,
He
this
did
is
do
true.
that.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
He did do that, but like he got out though. You know what I mean? Like, you got us out of Afghanistan.
It's a fucked situation either way you look at it. Like, fair enough. I'll take that point.
Like, I'm mad that she gets to have that talking point,
Oh, yeah.
Like, we didn't have to give her that.
Dude could have done a lot better.
I don't think it's really going to work. Maybe it will rile up the base. We've talked about this a lot, but like...
It's been doing it a little bit.
And then she said, I thought this one was kind of wild. She said, Joe Biden got 13 of our best soldiers killed. Best soldiers? What is this? What do you mean best soldiers?
Yeah,
like, it's a tragedy.
Joe Biden got them killed?
Right.
It was Joe Biden's fault. What? 13 of our best soldiers. What about the 146 other civilians?
Yeah.
Or no, I don't even think it was 146. I think it was more than that. I think the total death count was like over 200
in that bombing.
Yeah. So what about the like 190 something civilians that were killed? Because what happened after that bombing is some of our soldiers fired into the crowd.
I was just about to say, yeah.
In the haze of like battle.
Yeah. No, we literally shot like interpreters in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Because they were afraid.
Yeah,
they were running away.
Literally. So
yeah,
that's how that goes.
Like, what is it? Like, does she even know the names of the soldiers that died?
She could have shown pictures. She could have done a little bit more to kind of like pull on the heartstrings, but it doesn't have the foresight. She literally lacks empathy. So
it did not have enough of a pathos appeal.
Yeah.
No, but like it's dumb because I've heard a lot of people say this, and it's like they don't care about these soldiers. We've been sending them overseas for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
And this is her basically advocating for us to have stayed in Afghanistan.
Yeah, and stick around because we'll talk about the exact numbers, like the total death tolls in a little bit from just the war on terror the last 20 years.
Like she's weaponizing their deaths for political clout.
Yeah.
That's what only a good soldier to them is a dead soldier because they can use them for politics.
No, literally, if they actually cared about the troops, they would talk about how 7,000 soldiers died in the war of terror over the past 20 years, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, all those different battlefields. 30,000 killed themselves as a direct result of their trauma from the war on terror and their service.
But they don't care about that.
Oh, God, no. I've never seen that brought up before. I only saw it doing my research into the Brown University Cost of War report that we'll talk about.
Because they literally think it was a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, the war on terror was good.
Oh, my goodness.
Ridiculous. And then she said that Joe Biden gave a kill list of Americans to the Taliban, which I didn't know what she was referencing at first, so I looked it up. And I think it refers to a list of evacuees that were trying to escape Afghanistan, and the U.S. was like, these are the people we're trying to get out.
Yeah, and like interpreters and shit.
Right, so the U.S. like gave the Taliban a list of people that they wanted to escape, and it's like,
which, I mean, kind of fair enough, but like,
maybe not the smartest move, but like, in my opinion, it was wholly in the interest of the Taliban to get our people out, because if they would have killed them, then like that's another
then it's bro, you fucking done. Just
no, Kabul's like off the face of the earth, like
literally,
it's gone,
literally.
So like,
it's the Howard Stern take. Just nuke one of the cities.
Yeah. And this is probably like the stupidest take. She says, armed an Islamic terrorist nation with $83 billion in weapons.
Okay.
And then she lifts up the 50 caliber sniper rifle she's holding, and she says, like this one.
Dog.
Like, is she
like the one that she's gonna give away and probably arm someone with like the same intent as the Taliban? Not gonna lie.
like is she that 83 billion? Is she referring to all the stuff that we left behind, which I think is like amounts to like 83? No, it doesn't even amount to
I
83
have no
billion.
fucking idea.
Because I was looking into it, and Forbes reports that we spent $83 billion on training and equipping Afghan forces since 2001.
Okay.
So it's not as if all that is there, and part of that was spent on training.
Yeah, it's all mental. That's any
Right.
mental.
So unless they found a way to like suck the knowledge out of their brains,
Literally.
they can't do that. And like also, that wasn't just Joe Biden, by the way.
That's all
Like, that
of
was
the
Trump
previous.
as well.
Yeah. Come
Like,
on now.
like Trump was a part of that the last 20-year conflict.
Yes. A big part of last 20-year conflict.
And like this would say to me, because she said that we armed an Islamic terrorist nation with $83 billion in weapons. So then is she saying that arming the Afghan military was a bad thing?
Yeah, facts.
Because
I thought
if we didn't do that, then the Taliban is just there.
I thought that
Anyway,
we were engaging in nation building.
Right.
Like, come on now. I thought you wanted us to like do that shit.
So she doesn't support the Afghan military or the Taliban. Like what? Those are the only two options.
What is it? The cognitive dissonance. Is
What would you
just
rather
immense,
have?
bro?
No, like this is. She would literally just rather have us like nuke them.
Oh yeah, she said we gave a bunch of guns to the Taliban. Well, I'm gonna give a gun to a white supremacist.
Yeah, and then she said, "I'm doing a gun giveaway of my own for Americans only." And then the screen says, "No Taliban allowed."
It's like it doesn't even just say no Taliban allowed either. Like if you saw it on the video, bro, it's like pop-ups. Like you know how when you get a virus on your computer,
Yeah.
it's just like popping up and you can't knock it. It's like no Taliban allowed. Fuck the Taliban. Oh my god.
No,
bro.
yeah, the editing is really bad, but it's like who's watching this video from Afghanistan and they're like a
Like,
Taliban
shit,
member and they're
I
like,
was gonna enter.
God damn it, I love Marjorie Taylor
Fuck.
Greene.
Fuck. I'm sure they do.
Like it's just oh yeah, they're ideologically aligned.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, she's giving away a 50 cal sniper rifle with her campaign video. And if you don't with this campaign video, and if you don't know, it's a monstrous weapon.
If you don't know, it will literally explode your head.
Yeah, like if you get shot with that, your head's gone, clean off your shoulders.
Dunzo.
Like, and you're not using this for hunting either. It would annihilate a deer.
It'd destroy the meat. Like you
Yeah.
literally couldn't do anything. You couldn't trophy hunt with it. It'd destroy all of the good parts that you want for a
Right.
trophy.
Right.
Like
I don't get it.
you're not defending your home with it unless you have a really, 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 really long hallway.
Yeah, unless your hallway's like 400 yards long, you're not shooting that gun at
Doing
anybody.
anything, and you're a sharpshooter as well.
Unless you're like camped out on top of the roof waiting for intruders.
Unless you own like 50 acres of land and you spot them approaching from the perimeter of your land, encroaching on your house, then maybe you could do something with it. But other than that, I don't know, bro. Maybe just have like a pistol.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly. It's fucking ridiculous. This
And
video
also,
is insane.
it looks like just anybody can enter. And I'm kind of really tempted to enter.
Bro, if we won, the
Could you
50
imagine?
the 50 caliber rifle?
We put it up in the stew?
That would look
That's
hard.
a decoration, bro.
Yeah, I mean we're not shooting it.
Literally, I would not. I couldn't.
By the way, she couldn't shoot.
She also couldn't. She looks like she got fucked up. Like I'm disabled. I got a muscle disease, bro. That shit would wreck me. I'd shoot that. I'd be in the hospital for a week, right? So I'm not shooting it. I'm just gonna put it as a decoration. It'd be so fucking cool.
Didn't you say she wasn't wearing earplugs?
It looked like she wasn't because okay, so the first like cut when she's like crouched in prone position holding the sniper rifle, she doesn't have earplugs in. And then she gets down like she's ready to shoot it, and they clearly cut the camera and like waited between takes because in the next shot she has her earplugs in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
they're
was
like
gonna
little
say,
red in-ear earplugs, which are also inadequate
Not
for
only
a 50 cal.
I was gonna say, not only does she not care about like mass shootings, she also gives no fucks about gun safety.
Yeah, oh, literally no. She
Like-
definitely does not.
Like, not only does she not care if your child gets shot in school,
Uh-huh.
but she also does not care if you annihilate your body with this 50 caliber rifle.
And there's also absolutely zero shot that she actually shot the Prius.
Oh, it looks like a deep fake.
No, it looks like it looks like they didn't even like spray paint socialism onto the car. It
No,
looks
that
like
car wasn't real.
even if the car was real, it looks like fucking a TikTok effect.
Yeah.
Like you just morph the text to like fit a plane.
Yeah.
It looks like that's just on there. And then the car gets shot and it blows up.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that would happen. I don't fucking know. I'm not a munitions expert.
Yeah.
But like if they did explode a car, she didn't shoot the car, one. And two, there was absolutely like no safety glass around. So they could not have been in the area. It's not
Yeah.
nearly as cool as she's making it out to be.
Oh yeah, no, there's no way that car was real. They edited that shit in. The
Yeah.
explosion looked ginormous.
Oh my god, no, literally huge.
Yeah, this video's so dumb. Then at the end, like after she shoots the gun, she's like, well, maybe it wasn't after. I can't remember the order of the video at
Yeah.
this point. But at some point, she says Nancy Pelosi is sneaking the Green New Deal into the $3.5 trillion budget as a part of the socialist agenda.
Yes. And I'm
Bro.
going to destroy the socialist
Bro,
agenda.
promise?
Promise, please?
You promise
Please,
this?
bro, base Nancy Pelosi?
Because it's not. Yeah, literally, no. If Nancy Pelosi did that, like that's great.
Shit, bro, they fire.
Like all they want to do is protect the wealthy. There's no chance Nancy Pelosi is sneaking in the Green New Deal.
I promise you, Marjorie, it is not in her best interest.
No. And then then she proceeds to shoot the car that says socialism on the side and it explodes. And that's like the highlight of the video.
It would have been just even better if they did some cheesy like Matrix type effect and like did bullet time, right? And zoomed in on like a CGI bullet as it was shooting, like flying from the barrel of the gun, and it said capitalism on it. That'd have been so fucking cool.
Yeah.
If the bullet said capitalism and then it hit the car, damn, bro, that might de-radicalize me.
If I saw that on my TV, yeah, I might just have to vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene
Facts,
next
bro.
election.
I'd have to move to Georgia and actually vote for her.
Yeah, I may just have to like go along with whatever QAnon nonsense she's saying. Like,
Facts.
I'm
But
sorry.
let's not give them ideas. Clearly, their production team just does not know what they're doing.
They're severely lacking in creativity.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just make a video better than that one.
We could. We literally probably could.
Make an intro video for the pod.
That'd be amazing.
We're here to destroy conservatism.
Exactly.
But anyway, like the whole video boils down to like socialism bad, capitalism good.
Yeah.
And like she's like shitting on Joe Biden's.
And Democrats bad.
She kind of shitting like Joe Biden's mistakes in Afghanistan are just like
Which,
normal
like, fair
wartime
enough.
choices.
And fair enough.
Which yeah, like, whatever.
I can give her that.
Whatever, but like, what's with all the performance?
Yeah.
You know?
You know,
I mean, I
you
guess
need
I
to do
shouldn't
this.
expect too much. She literally has never said anything intelligent.
Literally a gun giveaway. And also on the gun giveaway website, I have it pulled up right here. It's win Marjorie Taylor Greene's 50 cal. Enter to win MTG's 50 cal rifle. I didn't like repeat myself. That's how it's listed on the website.
The website looks putrid, by the way.
Just to clarify, like it looks like a first year comp sci major. Scratch that. First month comp sci major. Like intro to Python coded this like website. It's putrid. The colors actually horrible.
Yeah.
Like beet bright red. Only something that could exist within a computer.
Yeah.
One. And you literally just enter your name, email, zip code, and phone number, and then click the button. I haven't done it yet. I'm really tempted to enter because, bro, that'd be so fucking cool
Bro,
if I won.
how would she know if like someone's Taliban entering this contest?
How would she know that a socialist entered this contest?
For real? She can't.
Crazy, bro. She
Yeah, I thought they were gonna require some sort of donation to be
Yeah.
entered, which in that case, no fucking shot.
I'm just worried that entering this is gonna put me on a watch list.
It will. You're gonna get nonstop emails.
Yeah, emails, and the FBI will just NSA's wiretapping
It'll
me.
be like, you remember when back when Trump was still running in the 2020 election, and he's like, if you don't sign up for recurring monthly payments, then you're not a true American helping Trump.
Yes, bro.
It's gonna be like that shit, and it's gonna have the already checked like charge me recurring.
And it'll be
payments.
like, what is it? Selena Powell. Like her emails, the Kraken's about to be unleashed.
Yes. I promise, my healthcare plan is coming soon.
Yeah. Oh,
As soon
guys,
as you elect me, I'll tell you.
dude, literally. Don't worry, guys. Just vote yes, and I'll have it. We'll be good. People with disabilities with pre-existing conditions, you'll still be covered. No, we won't.
Nope.
No, we won't.
I promise you literally won't.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter now because we'll never find out.
And this is besides the fact that, quick rant, people with pre-existing conditions, if you didn't have life insurance before, you literally cannot get life insurance.
Yep.
I just learned a couple years ago that I have like a congenital myopathy, the muscle disease.
Yeah.
I've been in and out of hospital for the last 2 years.
Bro, you're welcome,
right?
by the way.
Yeah.
I helped you discover
In
that.
facts, Jeremy did help me discover that. We did this workout. Shit was fucked. I'll explain it more another time. But anyway, so now I have this fucked genetic disease. I can't get life insurance. They told me straight up no. It's like the only thing that doesn't like accept pre-existing conditions. They said, oh, you're shit on. But if you would have got it when you were 17 instead of 18, damn, bro, maybe we could help you.
That shit's ridiculous.
Like, it's not my fault.
They're just scalping like medical insurance.
Literally.
Like that's
Literally.
insane. Why do they get to
Bro,
discriminate like that?
It's not my fault that my mom was a carrier and my dad was a carrier, and then they fucked, and I came out somehow just with the full thing that only one other person has one of my mutations. I'm unique. I'm
That's
unique.
true.
I'm the only dude rocking with this ailment.
You are unique. Yeah, like the liberals love you.
Oh,
You know,
dude,
you're
for
you're
real.
such a snowflake. You're like unique.
Honestly,
you know?
shit, I'm unique. Come
You're
on,
not like
guys.
anybody. No,
I'm
bro,
a little
the
quirky. My
insurance,
genes are quirky.
the insurance industry, the health insurance industry is completely fucked. And
Oh,
like
yeah, no,
Donald
it's
Trump wasn't
horrible.
gonna help that.
And
That's
I mean,
besides the point.
yeah, I guess it's kind of cool. I got a letter in the mail saying that I qualify for like Medicaid because I'm so fucking disabled. But like,
Nice.
that's cool. I fucking
Nice. I
guess.
can't wait till that gets gutted in
And
2024 when
literally,
Trump wins again.
and then the Muscular Dystrophy Association like paid the test to find out like exactly what I had. $110,000.
Oh.
Like, bro, what?
my
I just wasn't gonna be able to do it. I literally just couldn't have done it
Yeah.
if the MDA didn't step in and pay for it for me. So that's cool. Shout out them. But that shit expires like next year.
Yeah.
So
Someone please explain to me why you're born with a disease and you're just like fucked for all of your
Yeah,
life. Like
I-
you're never amassing any amount of wealth.
I guess I can just eat shit and die.
That's capitalism.
Because every time I go to the hospital, it's like a $5,000 bill.
No, yeah, this is literally capitalism.
Oh my goodness.
Li-
Anyway.
Nationalize the service right fucking now.
Facts. And please, I'm begging you.
Just
at
let
this
it be
point.
free. I have no
God
choice.
damn,
Like, what am
bro.
I do? Like, not go to the doctor?
Yeah,
I
facts.
don't have a choice.
And this is besides the fact that they'll still fuck up your insurance.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, dude, I've had so many issues with my initial like hospital stay, the 10-day stay, where I found all this out. They are still sending me to collections for like the fuck up that they made. They just billed the wrong insurance.
Some
And
loan
they-
sharks are about to like break your kneecap.
Dude, literally. And they're just refusing to like bill the right insurance. So I just get calls from debt collectors like all the time. I'll be in class, I'll step out for a second, like, hey, what's good? Like, this is Gage. And it's like, oh my
This is
fucking
why
God.
you need to give to the Patreon.
Thanks,
So
please,
that
guys.
Gage doesn't like go to jail for
Help
not
ease
paying
my
his debts.
medical debt, bro. Oh my goodness.
Gage is literally going to get killed by the health insurance industry one
Yeah,
way or
yeah.
another. We need your help. Anyway, I think that wraps up our conversation, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Don't give to her, but maybe enter into the gun giveaway.
Yeah, facts. Enter in the more social center, the higher the chance that we might win.
Yeah,
And then we could just recreate the video, but better, because it won't be hard.
that'd be pretty cool.
I could probably do it with a Nerf gun.
And,
like,
and once we get our monthly payments coming from the Patreon, like then we can like afford some editing software.
Then I can get like an editing software and we can actually like make sure things work. Maybe get a camera.
It wouldn't take 24 hours to edit our videos.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, literally.
Straight up. All right. You already know. You already know. Socialism bad, capitalism good, according to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Exactly.
Anyways, we're back to some sadder news,
Some
I think.
incredibly depressing news. It's like a good news sandwich, you know, because when you describe a sandwich like a ham sandwich, you're really talking about what's in the middle. But the two things like flanking it are the exact same, just very sad this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said before, the Brown University and the Watson Institute Cost of War report just dropped a couple weeks ago. I think it was September 1st is when this first came out. And I figured, one, I just stumbled across it. And two, now that Afghanistan has been out of the news for like 2 weeks, pretty much, or like a week or something.
Except for Marjorie Taylor Greene's video.
Yeah, except
That's
for
going to
that,
put it
just
fully back into
high
the media
impact
narrative.
video. Nobody's talking about this yet. I literally have not seen anything about this. So I just wanted to dedicate a segment to break down some of these numbers.
Yep.
So I put it into two sections. One, corporate beneficiaries, and two, like actual like lives lost, right?
Damn. See, this proves Gage's commitment to the pod. He's
Exactly.
doing real-time analysis.
Just doing some research, right? So first off, section 1, corporate beneficiaries. As per this report, the Pentagon spent $14 trillion since the start of the war in Afghanistan. Since 2001, $14 trillion. That is so much money.
What the fuck? I thought it was like around like 100 billion or something. They were saying.
$14 trillion.
That is insane. It is like exponentially higher than we thought.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because do you remember there were estimates of like we spent $900 billion over in Afghanistan, and apparently it's so much more. 14 times that.
I remember seeing that a couple weeks ago. It's like, yeah, we spent $1 trillion on the war.
I
in
thought that was
Afghanistan.
low.
This isn't just Afghanistan. This is the war on terror.
Yes.
Like all post
Okay, yeah,
9/11
that's
wars
what it
totally
was.
together. So this is Iraq, Afghanistan, fucking Syria, Yemen, all that shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, an estimated $8 trillion of that $14 trillion number was spent on costs directly related to the war effort, such as overseas contingency operations, the war,
Yes.
bombing shit, and veterans care, with an additional $2.2 trillion estimated to be spent on veterans care over the next 30
Holy
years.
shit, bro.
Initially, I thought $2.2 trillion for veterans care. That seems like a good number. And then I saw 30 years, and I was like, this seems like a less good number. And then I thought about, wait a minute, how many disabled veterans are out there right now, like receiving veterans care? And so I crunched the math. As of August 2020, there are 4.7 million vets with a service-related disability. Obviously, not all those are from the War on Terror. I think it's an estimated like 1.9 million are from there.
Okay.
But we have to remember that War on Terror vets are young.
Yeah.
About 25% of them currently qualify for like VA benefits, and it's estimated that 50% of them will over the next 30 years. So with the 4.7 just right now, if we assume that no other vets get disabled with cap, right?
Right.
If we assume that, we take the money that we're estimating to spend on vets, that comes out to $14 per vet.
Oh my God, bro. That's like dinner.
Yeah. $14 per vet per year.
Well, okay. The point that I wanted to make on this was that 2.2 trillion, right, does seem like a lot. Over 30 years, it gets diluted. Over 4 million vets or 2 million vets or whatever number we're using gets diluted even more. But the thing is that money has to be paid because of the war that we were undergoing.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, it is our fault that we have to pay that much, and even that much that we're paying is inadequate because we have not only destroyed the lives of people in the Middle East, in places like Afghanistan, Iraq, etc., but we've also destroyed the lives of our own soldiers, and now we are not treating them, even though we've spent $2 trillion in the last 30 years.
Also,
that's healthcare, bro. Like that is healthcare for people.
It's all our fault.
Yeah,
it's
but
literally our fault.
And like veterans deserve to have more care, but the reason they need care is because we didn't give a fuck about them to begin with.
And also, the report makes sure to mention that we do not have the money like set aside for this right now.
Is it just debts?
This is an estimate of what's needed and like the debt that we will incur over the next 30 years. Like it's estimated that that's what's needed, like just at the bare minimum. Yeah. It's the estimate until 2050. And they mentioned we do not have the money for this. Like we need to start budgeting for this right now. And it's still not enough.
Yeah, and especially when we're talking about in the context of all of the other needs we need to cover.
Yeah.
On top of the care that honestly veterans are entitled to since we sent them to war.
Oh yeah, they absolutely deserve it.
Yes.
They absolutely deserve any care they need, any mental, any physical. That's the two like realms of care. Really, they deserve whatever it is.
Yeah. No,
God
yeah.
damn, bro.
Jesus Christ.
They went over and they lost limbs for nothing.
Yeah.
For absolutely fucking nothing.
For
Iran
oil.
didn't have WMDs.
Nope.
Afghanistan, the Taliban got it now. We were over there for nothing. Syria is still just absolutely shit. Yemen is also absolutely shit with their civil war.
Even though Biden said, we're going to not do anything in Yemen anymore, then he continued to do shit in Yemen.
Facts. Like what happened in Pakistan, literally like nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God, right?
Yeah.
So $14 per disabled vet per year. Remember that number. Even with $884 billion worth of budget increases over the last 20 years, we still exceeded the budget year over year and had to take out loans to fund our war crimes.
Jesus Christ, bro. We literally just raise taxes on the rich, bro. Yeah. Like I don't know how to articulate this in a way that isn't the same as what we've already done.
One,
but Jesus Christ.
Raise taxes on the rich. Two, don't involve yourself in needless wars. And three, stop committing war crimes.
Yeah.
Like that'd be cheap. It's very cheap to not kill people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's just how it is. It's just how it is. And the report also estimates that 1/3 to 1/2 of the $14 trillion total went to defense contractors. That puts defense like contracts between $4.7 and $7 trillion.
Oh my God.
That is crazy. 1/4 to 1/3 of that of the $4.7 to $7 trillion figure is split between our favorites, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, General Dynamics, Raytheon, and Northrop Grumman. But it's okay because Raytheon has 5 women on their board.
No, this is the same shit we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Like women, it doesn't like having women in power is definitely important to creating a more inclusive society, but they can still murder children in the Middle East all the same.
Yeah, that's why I'm not like dissing women on the board. It's not their fault. Obviously women need to be on boards. These boards need to be representative of the general population, right?
Yes.
They need to take our diverse interests into account. But these boards are not taking these interests into account. We need an intersectional view on these things. It's not just putting women in positions of power.
It is also capitalism necessitating that they do disgusting things to earn money.
Literally.
Because look, it's profitable. $4.7 to $7 trillion over the last 20 years.
Profitable.
It is incredibly profitable, not only for the people that are on the boards of these companies, but also for politicians that get to continue to dole out these defense contracts, or at least allocate money to these defense contracts that they can then use as like evidence that like, look, I'm fighting the war on terror. You can reelect me. And also those same companies will then invest in their fucking campaigns.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Jesus, it's a disgusting cycle that is literally the result of capitalism and white supremacy.
All right, so continuing. In 2020 alone, Lockheed Martin received $75 billion in Pentagon contracts, which is more than the entire State Department's budget. Do you know what the State Department budget is?
$44 billion.
It is $44 billion, bro. Lockheed Martin received more money in contracts than the entire State Department. What?
I'm sick, bro.
What?
How? Okay, and the same people that are advocating for us to do abhorrent war crimes in the Middle East are the ones that are always deficit hawks.
Oh my God, dude, I know. It's fucking the Republicans, deficit hawks, bro. This is George W. Bush's war. This is George W. Bush's war. This is Obama's war. This is Trump's war, and kind of barely Biden's war.
Yeah.
Like, come on now, $14 trillion.
The Pentagon spent double their budget on defense contracts.
Yeah.
In 2020. Like, come on.
Dude, no. It's actually horrible. So that's what I got for like the corporate beneficiaries and that shit. That's also horrible.
And you think that's bad?
Yeah, and you think that's bad. Yeah, we're about to get into it. Just to wrap up that, we also know that these contracts grossly overcharge the United States for like shits like bolts, like $1,000 for a bolt.
Yeah. And they can because they know that we'll pay.
Like that came out. There was a report that came out within this report. It's a really fucking long report, guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's like it's like over 100 pages. There were 30 pages just on like suicide and vets.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's insane. And they estimated that I think 25% of contractors overcharged us.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There needs to absolutely be some kind of investigation, whether it's congressional or, I mean, if they are too incompetent to do anything, it can be like investigative reporting that needs to figure out why the fuck this shit was happening. Because they were overcharging us while after they overcharged us, they used the money that we paid them to kill children in the Middle East.
And to lobby the government to continue to allow them to overcharge them to perpetually get more and more and more and more contracts.
Yeah, that's your tax dollars.
Yeah, no, literally. Solution, nationalize all of these contractors.
Yeah.
Get rid of the private sector for that.
Yeah.
Because clearly it's not working out.
Get rid of the private sector.
Yeah, facts.
Get rid of it. We don't need it.
At the very least. But now we're moving on to section 2, the actual really damning part of this report. So like I said earlier, 7,052 United States service members were killed over the last 20 years as a result of the war on terror. A little over 4 times that number committed suicide. 30,000.
So 7,000 were killed like in the line of battle.
Directly in
and
the
then
line of battle. Like
4
shot.
times that number killed themselves after they came home.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
It's because we're only giving them $14 a year, bro.
That's right.
Like, that's why.
I was reading through like the 30-page report about it, and it was talking about how like a lot of this is just the unique circumstances of the war and the exposure to IEDs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Just the shit that they had to watch and how modern medical advancement has made it so that a lot of soldiers can survive through things that they haven't before, which is a good thing. But it's not a good thing when they have to live with PTSD that we're not going to treat because we're only giving them $14 a year.
Yeah. And then in our society, we call them weak if they seek mental help.
Yes.
And also, we just like forget about them once they get home. Like you were just a tool for war. And I think over time they start to realize that like I fought for nothing. I fought for a country that does not care about me.
If you want to spin it, and I feel like it's totally fair to spin it this way, albeit maybe a little inflammatory, the U.S. government killed 4 times more U.S. soldiers than terrorists did.
Yeah, allowed them to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we just would not treat their mental health.
Yeah, and I know that like proponents of the war on terror will just say like, oh well, that's just a part of war. You know, people get traumatized. It's like, well, it doesn't have to be.
No, and you can't attribute this to growing suicide statistics throughout the country because these far outpace those as well.
Yes,
the report
yes.
made sure to mention that. This is a based ass report, y'all. I implore you to check it out if you have the time.
Jesus.
Moving on, more United States contractors were killed than service members at 8,189 contractors. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Isn't that like just mind blowing?
Like defense contractors?
Yeah.
How did they die?
No fucking idea.
Oh, they just died
I guess
somehow.
they were just like, what's it called? Like collateral damage.
Oh,
like
a fucking course they were.
Like when a base gets like ran up on. And shit happens like that. But yeah, 1,000 more contractors died than U.S. soldiers, which is also tragic because like they albeit while they didn't, it's a tricky situation. They didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Like although most military like active duty members also didn't really sign up for it, they were kind of pressured and gaslit into serving.
Yeah.
These guys are just doing their job.
Oh yeah, no, these are people. These are not the ones that are making the decisions to like do a sale with the United States
Yeah.
for a defense contract. These are people that just work for these companies because they're trying to make a living,
Yes.
and now they're dead.
They have to.
Yes.
Because they need to survive.
Yeah.
Right? And so if we take these numbers and put them in the context of the total direct death toll, mind you, the whole report, the death toll, the grand death toll in the report is only counting direct causes. So when we look at the total death number, the 30,000 suicides is not included in that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you can be damn well sure that most actual civilian deaths are not included in this figure either.
Yeah, this is a conservative estimate, and partly because, like, Obama, when he reported civilian deaths, was very conservative
Yes.
with them. Trump didn't report them.
Yes.
And other administrations probably like embellished or lied about the civilian deaths and casualties that we had, or like
Yeah.
the soldier deaths as well, because they stopped showing us taking caskets onto airplanes.
Oh, yeah.
So like,
And
yeah,
we have
it's a lie.
We have blatantly just like changed the criteria of what counts as a civilian like over the years as well.
Yeah.
And the report mentions that also, like within like the context of the total death figures. But anyway, if we take these numbers and put them in context with the total death, which the total death toll is estimated at 897,000 to 929,000, we will find that U.S. service numbers make up 0.8% of total casualties. U.S. military contractors make up 0.9% of total casualties. U.S. deaths make up 1.7% of the total casualties of the war on terror.
and the rest is civilians.
The rest is civilians and opposition fighters,
Yes.
which also are civilians, because the report also makes clear that you are counted as an opposition fighter as long as you are a military-aged male. And we know that a military-aged male is anyone who's 15 and over. But
Yes.
also, how do you know if someone's 15 or over? It's not like we're going through. It's not like they have fucking ID on them after we
Yeah.
bomb them. How do you know? You don't. So
we,
you
no,
guess.
we remember we treat every male as an enemy combatant.
Exactly. So as long as they clearly, if you have facial hair, you are an enemy combatant.
Yep.
It's actually fucking
Like
insane.
dudes from high school would have facial hair at 15, 16.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they would be treated as enemy combatants. Like, come on.
So despite that, not counting military-age males, which is pretty much most of the fucking males in the country, civilian casualties, Middle Eastern civilian casualties, total between 364,000 and 387,000.
Jesus
And that is a conservative estimate.
Yes.
Very insanely conservative estimate. Opposition fighter casualties range between 297,000 and 302,000. Notably, the highest end of the intended target category is 62,000 deaths lower than the lowest civilian casualty estimate.
What do you mean by that?
It means that if we are as conservative as we can be about the civilian death toll and as liberal as we can be within like the realms of what the CIA and the State Department will report, 62,000 more civilians were murdered than opposition fighters.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So
By every metric, more civilians died than actual intended targets.
this is literally empirical evidence that the U.S. is a terrorist nation.
Not only that, but just the 1.7% U.S. casualty rate.
Yes.
The amount that we played victim throughout 20 years. Mm-hmm. Like, just the raging xenophobia that all of this has caused, that's just run rampant for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
All of this stupid fucking shit, dude.
The hate crimes that have been justified in our own nation against people
Yes.
that look only a little bit similar to the people that that attacked
creation
us
of the
in 9/11.
TSA and the creation of Homeland Security
Yes.
as a reaction, the signing of the Patriot Act, the
Yes.
bipartisan passing of the Patriot Act. Come on now, dude.
Or giving more war powers to George Bush
Yeah,
to invade Iraq and Afghanistan.
I
Yeah.
thought conservatives hated a victim mentality.
No, they love that shit, bro. They eat that. That's all they have.
The Christian persecution complex, bro. I swear. I
yeah,
swear.
they think that they're being like eradicated or some shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. And like I touched on, just the civilian death toll is far greater than that.
Yes.
Because this is literally only people who were directly shot or directly bombed. This
Yes.
doesn't count like crumbling infrastructure causing people to starve, like losses of water, disease being spread, just other just horrible shit.
Yeah.
That's like a secondary to the direct murder.
Yeah.
And also that just kids were being killed and we're counting them as opposition fighters.
Yeah, and you wonder why extremist groups form in these countries that we decimate.
Yeah.
Like, we are giving them a reason to hate America. Like, this is direct evidence that the United States is more of a terrorist nation than any of the nations that we have attacked.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, like, under our own definition of terrorism in the United States, we are the terrorists. We are killing
1,000%.
innocent people. We are destroying villages and towns and cities. Like, this is who we are. And, like, Joe Biden will say shit like, this isn't who we are. We need to be better. Every president, every politician has said that we need to be better. This isn't who we are. This is demonstrably who we are.
Yeah.
We have destroyed the lives of so many people just because we are a bloodthirsty, violent, destructive nation that is hell-bent on controlling the entire world and every country that has less resources than us.
Also, notably, for every one like American soldier that was killed, we took 42 opposition fighters like with us. And I'm crunching the numbers right now on civilians. For every one American civilian that was killed, we took 51 civilians.
Yeah.
So for every one American military member that was killed, there were 93 people that they took with them.
Yeah, not a very proportional response, by the way.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all one bit.
Like, you cannot find me one military conflict since World War II that is justified for the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of them are based on genocide or some idea of, like, opposing capitalism, or
Opposing
not capitalism,
communism,
opposing
domino
communism.
theory.
Yeah, domino theory, or, like, getting revenge for 9/11. But, like,
Mm-hmm.
we killed hundreds of thousands of people. And the only thing is that they couldn't fight back against what we were doing, like, I don't know, 300,000 times our 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't fight back because they didn't have the power that we had.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, we're the most powerful country in the world, and we are just decimating their civilian population.
Yeah. It's actually fucking disgusting and gross.
Yeah, like we like 9/11 was a historical tragic event that happened in the United States. But then we use that to justify the killings of hundreds of thousands times that number.
Hundreds of thousands of civilians.
So yeah, exactly.
Civilians, like hundreds of thousands of civilians.
Yeah, and you wonder why extremist groups form that hate the United States.
Oh, yeah,
like,
bro.
we are radicalizing people.
Yeah. Like, yeah, obviously there are things about these extremist groups that are very bad. They are very
Yes,
bad, like,
yes.
groups. They're, like, the Islamist fundamentalist, religious fundamentalism, not a very good thing.
No.
But a lot of people are joining these groups not for the religious fundamentalism, but for the hate, or the hate that they feel towards the U.S. because they took their whole family from them when they were 15.
Yes. Or we bombed some humanitarian aid worker that was returning water for the place that he lived.
Yeah. What drives a 15-year-old to carry a bomb for
Yeah.
the Taliban? Like, come on now.
And again, not condoning their actions, but this is the reason that they exist. We create them.
It's important to, like, look at these things through a nuanced lens,
And,
to
like,
take a step back.
To touch on what we talked about last week with the humanitarian aid worker that we thought was a member of ISIS-K that we bombed, like, we killed, like, what, 7 people in that bombing?
7 kids.
7
It
kids
was
in that bombing?
10 people total.
And then there was I can't remember what general it was, but he went on a press conference and took responsibility. He said, I am fully responsible for it. What consequences is he going to face?
None.
He should be in jail.
Literally none. What does his responsibility entail?
Like, if you're in the United States and you kill innocent people, you're in jail.
Yeah.
But if you are a general that just kills, like, some...
Well. If you're in the United States and you kill an innocent white person, you're in jail.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very, very good caveat to put out
Yes.
there.
But my larger point is that if you are a general in the United States Defense Department and you kill some people overseas and you just messed up, it was an action that you just happened to kill civilians, nothing happens to you.
Broadly, within the United States, if you are in a position of power and you kill a black and brown person, nothing happens to you.
Yeah. Like, we're a white supremacy nation. Like, there is there's no explanation for this.
Yes, this dude got on there and didn't he, like, fucking cry?
I don't know if he cried,
I
but
don't know.
he
Maybe
sounded
I'm
like somber
maybe
about
it's
it.
just cap. Like, he sounded somber. He was sad. He's like, I take full responsibility. What does your responsibility entail?
Yeah.
What are you going to do differently? Huh?
Yeah. He
Like-
should be in jail, and everybody that has perpetuated these kinds of war crimes should be in jail.
You fucked up pretty bad, guy.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, we're a white supremacist nation. Like, if you can justify the bombing of brown people in the Middle East, then it's a white supremacist nation.
Yeah, and justifying that, then it becomes not that hard to justify the killing of black and brown people here.
Yes.
By the police.
Yes, it's all
It's not
interconnected.
that hard because you say, oh, these are violent communities. No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they are not.
Yeah.
Not everyone over in the Middle East is violent. Not everyone here is violent.
In
Like,
fact, it
come
is
on
a
now.
minority.
It's a small minority of the population.
Infinitesimal minority of the population when compared to everybody else. Most people are not going to be violent.
Yeah.
But if we subject them to material conditions that necessitate they either have extreme hatred for the United States or they resort to violence to survive, then of course they're going to be violent.
Yes.
Like, we create the terrorists. It's that simple.
Yeah. Anyway, I would implore all of you to just please look up the cost of war report.
Yeah.
It is incredibly damning. It's a long report. You don't have to read all of it. They do a really good job at summarizing a lot of their points.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. Anyway, don't fall for this propaganda nonsense from the U.S. military that we're some kind of saviors on like a conquest to save the world from terror. Like, no, we are the fucking terrorists.
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, let's wrap up with a bit of lighter news.
Yeah, more lighthearted news.
And this episode's already going on pretty long, so we'll keep it short. But
exactly.
All you need to know is that CNN reported that Arizona's election audit has concluded, and surprise, Biden won.
No way.
And even if it did flip somehow, Biden still wins. Yes. And by the way, it found this audit found that Biden's lead was actually wider than originally thought.
Oh my God. And by the way, this audit was a tremendous waste of fucking money.
Yes, that was another point that I was going to make, was that Republicans, conservatives always talk about how liberals spend way too much money, or leftists spend way too much money, when like they're just wasting your time. Like this is a waste of Arizona taxpayer money.
Somebody got to pay $100,000 for me to get tested for a genetic disease, but these motherfuckers can waste millions.
Yeah,
on a frivolous audit.
If you live in Arizona, like that's your tax money being wasted,
dude.
Completely
Y'all should
wasted.
Be mad.
This, of course, is a part of a large strategy from Trump to undermine the confidence in U.S. elections, which he's successfully done.
Oh, yes,
there was some recent poll, I can't remember who from, but about some 80% of Republicans believe that the election was stolen from Donald Trump, despite it being one of like the most democratic elections we've ever had.
That's insane.
Like demonstrably free of fraud.
Not a very high bar for us though, but anyways.
No, but like 80% of Republicans, like that's alarming. That's
huge.
A super majority.
Large portion of the country.
Yeah. And honestly, in my opinion, it didn't even matter what the election of the Arizona audit was going to be, because this already played the role that like the GOP is trying to undermine confidence in elections. All people need to know is that there's an audit.
We already been new. Now every time they lose, cough cough Ari Elder.
Yeah,
they're just gonna fucking just immediately cry election fraud.
We talked about that. Wasn't that last week?
Yes.
We said like Larry Elder was already setting the seeds to be like, the election was stolen from me. Like, no, it was 2 weeks ago. Whatever.
Gavin Newsom stole the election from me in liberal California.
But like it is the lie that can just keep expanding, because now they can say like, oh well, the audit was fake. Like that's all they have to do.
Yeah.
And the same CNN article reports that Trump started to pressure Greg Abbott, Texas governor, to have a state investigation into certain blue counties in Texas for voter fraud, even though he won Texas by 6%, which is millions of votes, by the way, in Texas.
Dude, like why? Why do you need it?
Yeah, literally.
Actually, those are my thoughts, bro.
Like he wins Texas and he still is like, yeah, investigate the blue counties. Like near Austin, Texas, or Houston, Texas. Like, Jesus Christ.
Actually gross.
They're just laying the foundation for the GOP to overturn the next election, maybe in like 2022.
God, if a Democrat wins a swing state, all hell is breaking loose.
Definitely in 2024. Like, especially if they get a majority in the House.
Yeah.
They're definitely just going to overturn an election, which they probably will get a majority in the House, because we can't do things as simple as like vote against Israel having an Iron Dome.
We can't do things as simple as have like decent ads.
Yeah.
Because you know what I will say about campaign ads? This Marjorie Taylor Greene ad, as shit as it was, as low production value as it was, at least it was kind of something. I was at breakfast the other day, and YouTube, I was just watching YouTube, eating my brekkie. You know how it go, right?
Yeah.
And this Chuck Schumer ad came up, and it was literally just this fucking dude in front of like a gray wall, no lighting, no nothing, just staring at his camera like, guys, the Senate really needs you. Please donate to the Democrats. I am Chuck Schumer. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it was. He was just asking for money.
At least Marjorie Taylor Greene knows her audience.
Yeah, at least she tried, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, it was awful, putrid.
Yeah.
But what are Democrats doing to get you excited? This
Nothing.
is part of the problem with the two-party system, is that, like I said, Democrats can do barely more than Republicans and still get elected, but that doesn't get anybody excited.
Yeah.
Like, Republicans at least can appeal to like the most racist, hateful sides of people.
They know their audience.
Yeah, and it works. But what side are Democrats appealing to if they're only marginally better?
Yeah, where are the Democrats' ads that are like, oh, fucking Nancy Pelosi is the next Stalin, socialist, communist, Democrat leader?
Yeah.
Where are those? Where are those for us, huh?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Where's our equivalent?
Come on now.
It's ridiculous. But my general theory about why all this is happening is because, and I guess more like broadly, like why Donald Trump had become so popular, is because the system that we have set up is one that is intentionally designed to protect minority rule.
Oh, yeah.
And minority rule in the sense of protecting wealth. Protecting the wealthy minority from the poorer majority. That is how our Constitution was fixed. Yeah. And because so many people are not wealthy in this country, like the vast majority, you are basically powerless in the system. Thanks. And that powerlessness makes you feel like you need to turn to a demagogue that appeals to your worst sides, your worst prejudices, like the racism, the homophobia, the misogyny,
xenophobia.
Yeah, they appeal to your worst instincts, and it makes you feel powerful in a system where you have no power.
Yeah.
And that explains why people turn to Trump for comfort, because he is a demagogue that does that for you. And it paves the way for authoritarians to appeal to the most disenfranchised people among us, people who feel like the system has never worked for them because our system is built on protecting wealth.
Exactly.
Like, they can appeal to our worst prejudices and then use that to do shit like storm the Capitol building.
And then just whine about it when they get arrested for being insurrectionists.
Yeah, people have no agency in the system. You have no control over what happens in your life, other than like what fucking cereal you have for breakfast.
You still barely have control
even
over
then,
that. You can't even choose what company you get that cereal
I was just about
from.
to say, like, even then, you buy one type of cereal and you look at the rest of them, they're all from the same company.
They are all
There is
General
no
Mills, baby.
competition. Yeah.
And then there may be some other cereals on the other side. Maybe they aren't General Mills, but they have the same parent company.
Yeah, and they have the same stockholders.
Please just look up The Illusion of Choice. This diagram will pop up about how literally Nestle owns everything.
Yeah,
and they use child labor.
Our society is so deprived of real democracy. It's not present anywhere in your life. It's not present in the workplace. It's definitely not present in our actual politics. It's not present in the schools you attend. Probably not present in your house. You have no real idea what democracy is. So when people try to engage with the system and nothing ever changes in their favor, their conditions never improve, they turn to people like Trump because he appeals to their incompetence.
And not only do you not know what democracy really is, you are just forced to believe in the liberal Western view of democracy, which is this stupid shit that we have going on right here.
Yeah.
And you do not care about actual freedoms, actual economic freedom, actual personal liberties. You care about what is Western liberal democracy, and that's the standard that we need to live up to.
Yeah. James Madison, the dude who literally wrote most of our Constitution, literally said in the Federalist Papers that the people, the general people, like the majority of people that are not well off, are an animal to be contained.
Yeah.
And that is how they've always treated us, giving us as little power as possible so that we cannot threaten the minority of rich people that had property back then and have property now.
And that is how they still do it today.
Yeah, like things have expanded, you know, just about everyone can vote except for like felons, you know.
It's just fucking stupid. But, well, I mean, kind of like
I mean, in the sense like you have the right
you have
to
the
do so.
legal right to vote.
But you don't have the ability
you may not
to
physically be able to.
Yeah, like the system is set up to keep you out, to keep you powerless. That's the point. And it works. And it makes people turn to demagogues like Donald Trump, and in the future, somebody else that isn't as fucking stupid as he is and actually knows how to be a fascist.
Facts.
And you know, Democrats are doing nothing to fix that. Democrats are doing nothing to return empowerment or agency to the people that actually need it. Because if you, one, improve their material conditions so they're not struggling all the time, take from the wealthy, give to the poor, and if you actually give them agency to impact their community and the system that they live under, then they're not going to turn to someone who's fucking insane.
Yeah.
But, like, we can't do that.
No, not at all. Not at all, because Democrats literally fucking suck.
Yeah, but at the very least, for the time being, Joe Biden is president.
For the time being, Joe Biden is president, Kamala's vice president, and Nancy's our speaker.
For the next year and, like, a month and 10 days, we have a Democratic trifecta.
For the next, like, barely the next year, we could maybe get something done before the chance of getting anything done just go out the window.
Don't hold your breath, though, folks. Anyways.
On that note.
I think that's about all we got for today. I appreciate y'all listening. We do got to give a special thanks to our patrons that support us on Patreon and to make this show possible. So special thanks to Gage's mom, Nikki 9 Lives, TX, Chris the Postman, Luke Harris, Christy Beck, and my mom for supporting this show on Patreon. We appreciate y'all.
Especially appreciate it.
You make the gears turn.
Exactly.
And you let us rant for an hour in Gage's basement.
Actually crazy. But don't worry, because we'll be upgrading the studio sometime now.
Once we win the 50 caliber gun, we can put it right, if you're watching on the video, we can put it right up above the table.
Exactly. That'd be so fucking cool.
It'll look beautiful.
Don't even like mount it on the table. Just put the bipod up and just have it like on the table.
And we're close to our goal of $100 a month, which means you'll get a tour of the studio once we hit there.
Quick pan of my basement.
And maybe in our videos, we won't have it cut out.
We
won't have to put up a splash screen that says, sorry, we lost footage. maybe we'll get there. But, we appreciate y'all for supporting the show. Make sure to rate 5 stars on Apple. Check out YouTube, TikTok, etc.
You know.
Thanks for listening.
Have a good one. We love you.